Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are going to dive into the world of spreadsheets to make you faster, smarter, and way more efficient. We're going to do that by tackling a really fundamental concept that trips up so many people: the difference between formulas and functions. So let me start with a question. Do you ever find yourself manually adding up cells one by one, typing plus, plus, plus? If that sounds even a little bit familiar, you're in exactly the right place, because trust me, there is a much better way. All right, let's get right into it by starting with the absolute basics, the manual formula. This is pretty much where everyone's spreadsheet journey begins. So what is a formula? It's basically an expression that you build yourself. It always, and I mean always, starts with an equal sign. From there, you tell the program exactly what to do, using operators like plus, minus, or multiply. You're the one in the driver's seat. For example, adding two cells together. It's pretty straightforward, right? Equals B1 plus C1. And yeah, for really simple tasks, it gets the job done. But this manual approach, as easy as it seems, has some kind of hidden dangers and limitations that can cause some major headaches later on. So now, let's talk about a much more powerful and flexible way of working, using functions. This is where you really start to unlock the true power of your spreadsheet. I like to think of it like this. A manual formula is like building a wall with individual bricks. You're placing each one by hand, one by one. A function, on the other hand, is like using a powerful prefabricated module. It's faster, it's stronger, and it's way less likely to have problems. So what exactly is a function? Well, it's a ready-made command. It's a predefined formula that already knows how to do a specific job. You've probably seen names like sum, or product, or if. These are built-in tools just waiting for you to use them. So what really makes functions so much better? It's because they're designed to prevent the very errors that manual formulas create all the time. They're just smarter, they're more robust, and here's the best part. They save you from some incredibly common, frustrating problems. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, here's a classic situation. You've carefully built a formula, adding a few columns, equals A2 plus B2 plus C2. But then you realize, oh, I don't need that middle column, so you delete it. And boom, you get that dreaded #ref error, because your formula is now pointing to a cell that just doesn't exist anymore. But check this out. A sum function is way smarter. If you'd written equals sum A2 to C2, the function understands you mean the range from A2 to C2. So when you delete that middle column, it just adjusts itself automatically and gives you the right answer. No extra work needed. It just adapts. That's time saved and a huge error avoided right there. All right, here's another super common trap. What happens when you accidentally get some text in a column that's supposed to be all numbers? Someone types the letter A by mistake. Your manual formula, it just crashes. It has no idea how to add a number in a letter, so it throws up its hands and gives you a #value error. And this is just a beautiful example of what functions can do. This sum function is designed for this. It sees the text, understands it's not a number, and simply skips over it, adding up the rest of the numbers perfectly. Another headache completely avoided, and you get the right answer without even knowing there was a mistake. So what are some of the essential functions you can start using, like today, to make your life easier? Let's look at a few of the everyday workhorses. First up is average. Instead of summing everything up and then dividing by the count, you just use this one function. It's absolutely perfect for finding the mean of test scores, monthly sales figures, or pretty much any list of numbers you can imagine. Next is the incredibly powerful if function. This thing basically gives your spreadsheet a brain. It lets you run a logical test. So, for example, you can say, if a student's score in this cell is over 60, then write pass. If not, write fail. It completely automates decision-making for you. And when you're working with text, concatenate is an absolute lifesaver. Let's say you have one column for first names and another for last names. This function lets you just merge them into a single full name column. No more tedious copying and pasting. Now, these basic functions are really just the beginning. And I'm serious. Think of them as the gateway to some truly incredible powers that are built right into your spreadsheet software. Your spreadsheet program has a huge library with hundreds of functions, all designed for very specific jobs. A big part of the battle is just knowing that they exist. I mean, there are entire categories just waiting for you to explore. We're talking dedicated functions for finance, for advanced statistics, for looking up data in massive tables, even for manipulating dates and times in all sorts of complex ways. Take the financial functions, for example. There's a function called PMT that can instantly calculate your monthly loan payments. It handles all that complicated math, the interest rates, the term, the principal. All you do is give it the numbers, and bam, you have your answer in seconds. And then you get into these incredibly powerful tools that can perform literally thousands of calculations across a whole data set with just a single command. It's like applying a really complex calculation to an entire table all at once, transforming a mountain of data with just a few keystrokes. So here's the key takeaway. By really embracing functions, you elevate your spreadsheet. It stops being just a simple calculator or a list, and it becomes this dynamic, intelligent tool for analysis and ultimately for making better decisions. You know, it really is all about working smarter, not harder. Functions are the key. They help you stop just staring at raw data and start actually finding the real story, the real insight that's hiding inside of it. So, as we wrap up, I want you to think about your own spreadsheets, the ones you use every day. After seeing what functions can do, what's that one manual task, that one tedious calculation that you are going to automate first?